Right, let's get straight into this explainer. Today, we are deconstructing exactly what you're getting when you hand over your hard earned cash for Grand Theft Auto 6. We're skipping the marketing, skipping the hype, and throwing out the speculation. We are looking strictly at official data and credible reports. The goal here is to break down the physical and legal reality of your purchase so you know exactly what your $80 to $100 is literally buying. Here is the agenda for our analysis today. 1. Prices and Ultimate Edition. 2. The box with no disc. 3. Regional traps and expirations. 4. The push for digital. 5. Licensing versus physical ownership. And 6. The pre-order verdict. Section 1. Prices and Ultimate Edition. For the November 19, 2026 launch on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S, Rockstar has laid out two primary tiers. You've got the Standard Edition sitting at $79.99 and the Ultimate Edition pushing right up to $99.99. Look, we need to recognize that $80 is now firmly entrenched as the absolute baseline standard for current generation console releases. You're paying a premium entry fee before even considering any expanded content. That is a massive financial jump for us as consumers compared to older console generations. So, what does that extra money actually get you? Well, Rockstar has deliberately gated specific single-player story content right behind that $100 price tag. The Ultimate Edition officially locks off two exclusive missions, the PTT Youngins Illegal Goods Store raid and a classic car collection mission. On top of that, it restricts access to exclusive in-game businesses, specifically Rideout Customs and One-Eyed Willie's Mod Shop. If you buy the standard $80 edition, Rockstar's official website confirms that these shops literally aren't open for business in your version of the game. You aren't just paying for cosmetics here. You're paying for functional pieces of the single-player map. Section 2. The box with no disc. Now, if you drive down to a retail store to purchase a physical copy of GTA 6, you aren't actually buying physical media. Rockstar's own customer support page officially states a disc will not be included in the box. You're handing over your $80 or $100 for a plastic case that contains a piece of paper with a digital download code printed on it. The environmental and consumer absurdity of manufacturing, shipping, and selling empty plastic cases on a global scale cannot be overstated, but it is the confirmed reality of this retail release. While Rockstar has confirmed the total lack of a disc at launch, a report from The Hollywood Reporter claims there are zero plans for a disc to be printed in the months following either. Just to be absolutely clear, this specific claim is a report based on their industry sources. It is not an official Rockstar confirmation. However, it gives us crucial context regarding the sheer unlikelihood of a future physical release. For any consumers holding out hope that a traditional disc version will eventually hit shelves, current reporting strongly suggests that strategy will leave you empty-handed. Section 3. Regional Traps and Expirations. You really need to read the fine print on these digital codes because it contains highly specific traps, especially for international buyers. According to Rockstar's official support page, due to regional regulations, Japanese product codes expire exactly 170 days after the issuance date of November 19, 2026. This isn't just standard legal boilerplate, guys. It's a hard deadline that will eat your money. If you purchase a Japanese code and leave it sitting in the box too long before redeeming it, your purchase is completely voided. Your money? Gone. Furthermore, the terms outline strict region matching requirements that can easily trap unsuspecting buyers. PlayStation codes are explicitly region-locked. Your download code region has to match your PlayStation Network account region exactly. This means if you buy an imported physical box online or pick one up while traveling abroad, the code inside is going to be completely useless on your local account back home. That's $80 down the drain. Xbox codes, conversely, are confirmed by Rockstar to be completely region-free, highlighting a massive discrepancy in consumer freedom between the two platforms. Section 4. The push for digital. To understand why you're out here buying empty plastic boxes, we have to look at the macroeconomic corporate intent. Strauss Zelnick, the CEO of Take-Two Interactive, Rockstar's parent company, recently stated to investors, "We'll all be streaming our games in about 3 years." This shift away from printed discs isn't some logistical accident. It is a deliberate, calculated phasing out of physical libraries. The executive goal is to move all of us entirely into digital and streaming ecosystems where publishers hold absolute control over distribution and access. Section 5. Licensing versus physical ownership. When you buy traditional physical media, your consumer rights are protected by the First Sale Doctrine, codified in U.S. law. This is the legal principle that practically allows you to trade in your old games at a retail store, sell them on eBay, or just hand a game cartridge over to a buddy. It guarantees that once you buy a specific physical copy, you have the right to dispose of it however you see fit, regardless of the publisher's wishes. And this doctrine is precisely what the industry is quietly trying to sunset. Because buying a digital code inside a box fundamentally strips those rights away. As established by legal precedent, like the Ninth Circuit's Werner versus Autodesk case, buying modern software wrapped in an end-user license agreement classifies you as a licensee, not an owner. A EULA provides a strictly revocable license. You cannot sell the digital code once it's redeemed. You cannot lend it to a friend. Most importantly, your access to the game you paid for is entirely dependent on Rockstar maintaining their authentication servers. If the servers go down or your account gets banned, your $80 purchase vanishes. Section 6. The Pre-Order Verdict. So let's break this down practically. If you are a story completionist who demands access to all single-player missions and in-game locations at launch, you are essentially forced to purchase the $99.99 Ultimate Edition. There's no workaround there. If you're a physical media collector who refuses to pay for an empty box, your only actionable choice is to wait and see if a confirmed disc release ever actually materializes, keeping in mind the reporting that claims there are no such plans. For standard players who simply want to play the base game without the gated side businesses, the $79.99 Standard Edition gets you a digital license to access the core experience. Ultimately, you are paying a minimum of $80 for a digital license, even if you buy it in a plastic box at a retail store. The era of truly owning your major game releases is effectively over. So, when a multi-billion-dollar industry shifts entirely from selling products to revoking licenses, what happens to your gaming library when the servers are inevitably turned off?